Hello everyone, I am Anthropomantic Fiend, and I do horror-related things on the internet, and today I am bringing you another book review of a book that is not exactly horror, but it is a dark mystery thriller, and it gets really dark, so I think I am absolutely qualified to talk about it on my channel, and also it's my channel, I can do whatever I want on here. So today I am talking about The Letters of the Devil 2, The Legacy of L, and this is the sequel to The Letters of the Devil, also written by Wright-Heuman, who is my cousin. He sent me this and the first book back in September of last year as graduation gifts. Huge thank you to him for doing that. I reviewed the first Letters of the Devil a while back. If you want to check out that review, I will be linking that somewhere in the cards and or below. And I have also been on my channel to talk about his most recent project, the collaborative cryptid comic anthology Less Than Secret. So if you want to listen to that conversation, I will also be linking that in the cards and or below, and I will be linking his YouTube channel and social media stuff somewhere as well. If I may, I will read the synopsis of this book from the back. L is back. It's been several years since the L letters case shook everyone to their very core. In a single day, some of the city's most powerful and corrupt figures found themselves laid low, losing their freedom, their futures, and in some cases, their lives. The mysterious mastermind known only as L still inspires fear in many, while others hold him up as a symbol of rebellion. Melina Quinn, a college senior studying criminology, is writing her thesis on the L letters case. Her research takes a dark turn, however, when a friend commits suicide after receiving an email that appears to come from L. At the request of the victim's distraught partner, Melina agrees to use her knowledge of the original case to investigate. As Melina goes deeper and deeper, she discovers that she is not the only one interested in the whereabouts of L, and that the world she has come to accept is not at all what it seems. For when you hear the call from the shadows, you're lost once you answer it. So I read this at the beginning of this month. I was on a little vacation trip with my family, and I had a lot of time to kill. I actually read 3 books on that trip. I read Anne Rice's The Vampire Lestat, I reread Poor Pretty Creature by Ciara Celine, and I read all of this, and I more or less read this one in one sitting, which is a bit of a different experience than I had with the first book, because with the first book I was busy with a lot of stuff from day to day, and I was basically reading it in chunks, so maybe it's circumstantial, but I liked this a little bit more than the first one, even though it would not work without the first one, and I think the first one is fantastic for what it is. This just connected with me a little bit more. Again, it's vamping off of ideas that are set up in the first book. Nothing that happens in this would work without the first book, but it may be that I read it in one sitting. It may also be the characters. I really connected with Melina and all of the protagonists that we get in this story. Of course, the thing about The Letters of the Devil, both the original and this book, is that everybody has secrets and pretty much nobody can be trusted. So with maybe some minor exceptions, everybody is lying to Melina or lying to somebody else, and because of that, this thing plays with your emotions in a really frustrating but great way. I really can't delve too much into the plot of this without spoiling the hell out of it, but the L case from the first book has taken hold of the consciousness of the masses, and there are a lot of people who now idolize this vigilante as kind of a bringer of justice, but the book kind of also explores how those people are, even though L was deranged anyway, very misled in their interpretation of what L was going for. This book also has a very different vibe to it, because in the original we are following all of these adult characters. It's kind of more centered around the police force, and while those characters do turn in this book. It is, of course, following Melina, who is a college student, and we get to see friends that she has and the people she's connected with. Maybe it's just because the characters were closer to my age, but I identified a lot more with them than the characters in the first Letters of the Devil, which, of course, again, made all of the dark reveals of the secrets of these different characters that much more intriguing and heartbreaking. It does also feature some of the only non-binary representation I've seen or read in much of anything. I can count all of the non-binary characters I've seen in media on one hand, and if you cut off a couple fingers from that hand, I would still be able to count them. That said non-binary character is the character that commits suicide at the beginning of the book. That's not a spoiler, because it's literally the prologue before we even hit the first chapter. Said character is pictured on the back of the book with the deceased above them. I am kind of sad about that. Ben even addresses the fact that, in his own words here, there is a very negative trope of queer characters existing to be killed off, and I was dangerously close to that precipice. Scratch that, I was over that precipice and falling. I considered swapping one of their genders and making it a heterosexual relationship, but I decided that it would be equally wrong. I do really like the way he handled it, even though I am sad about Mary, aforementioned being deceased. I wish there were a lot more non-binary and just queer protagonists in things in general, or at least just characters that don't die. But I do like that because it was a plot point, it's what's the catalyst of the whole story. Rather than changing it, it kept the relationship the way it was, and we do get a few flashbacks where we get to see Mary alive and doing things, and things that Mary did when they were alive play a very integral part in solving the whole mystery of what is going on in the story. Aside from that queer characters dying negative trope aspect of anything, I have pretty much no complaints about this book. I think it is very, very well written. It's very bleak, but so is the first book. If you enjoy a really solid, well-written mystery, I think this and the first Letters of the Devil are really great reads, and I highly recommend checking this out. And I forgot to say at the beginning of this video, a huge thank you to Marty from the Trash Picture Show for requesting that I review these books when I got them, because he himself has worked on graphic novels and is always interested in looking into other things. I will link his channel either in the cards or below, because he's a great guy who is worth subscribing to. And again, I will be linking my review of the first Letters of the Devil. I will be linking my conversation with Ben Wright-Heuman, and I will be linking Ben Wright-Heuman's social media and a place where you can buy his books. That is my review of The Letters of the Devil 2, The Legacy of L. Thank you for watching my video, and hopefully I will see you in another one. Bye!